Get the latest movie reviews, Hollywood news, and inside views. It's time for Behind the Screens with Lights, Camera, Jackson on 107.7 GNA.
Here he is every Friday morning. Our friend, professional film critic, Lights, Camera, Jackson, takes us behind the screens. Good morning, Jax. Happy Friday, buddy. How are you?
Happy Friday. I'm here, yes, magically over the phone lines. I am here for you, for all of you, to talk about the movies, yes.
Thank you.
So has Crazy Rich Asians sort of made it to kind of pop culture phenomenon at this point?
It's doing well. It made $5 million on Wednesday, its opening day. I saw it last week. I reviewed it here on the show last week. But just to talk about it again, it's a good film. It's a good cast, including Constance Wu from Fresh Off the Boat, and it respects the Asian culture and the heritage very well. There are people who are buying tickets to theaters all over the country, buying entire rooms up, entire showings up, and then giving out the tickets for free to friends and family. That is happening like crazy, pun intended, all over the country, and this film is making a lot of money. So definitely, if you need to go see something new this weekend, go see Crazy Rich Asians.
Also, too, before we get to the Mark Wahlberg action movie Mile 22, there's another movie out this weekend called Alpha.
It is. It's about a boy and a wolf, kind of prehistoric times. From what I've heard, not a lot of dialogue in the film. When I went into Mile 22 last night, some people were coming out of the first showing of Alpha, some families, and they seemed to like it. It is a PG-13 film, even though it's being advertised on a lot of kids' channels. I think there's some violence in the film, maybe some things that are going to scare young kids, and a film that may not have a lot of dialogue to it. So I know it's tough in films like that, you know, a lot of silent cartoons and things like that, to start talking in the movie theater. But really, please do not talk during the movie, even if there isn't a lot of dialogue. There's a lot of stuff going on the screen.
Is it animated?
No, this is a live-action film. Some of the wolves and the movements are probably CGI enhancements, but the humans are real, yeah.
Now, we love Mark Wahlberg. And
I love him.
He typically, he finds the right roles, and his movies are generally pretty good. When I went on to social media last night and I saw that you did a 22-second review on Mile 22, I was like, this probably can't be good.
That is correct. I do my rapid reviews now. I come out of these movies, give my instant takes on things, and I'm giving my instant take to you guys as well, which is that this movie is terrible. It is Mark Wahlberg's character plays a CIA operative. He has to get an informant to a plane that's 22 miles away. The significance of the title really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. When I go into my full review later today, I'll explain all of that. But this is a bad movie. There's so much choppy editing. There's way too much monotonous action. The dialogue is terrible. The performances are stiff, including Ronda Rousey, who really can't act in this movie at all. And for Mark Wahlberg, I think he's got to stick to comedies. I think comedies are his thing now with the Ted movies, The Other Guys, and the Daddy's Home films. He does have another comedy coming out in November with Rose Byrne called Instant Family. I think that's where he's at, because these action movies like Transformers and now this haven't been working for Mark Wahlberg lately.
Did he have a producer role in this, or a director, or was he just strictly acting for him?
He did have a producer credit on this movie, and working with Peter Berg. This is the fourth time they've worked together. They did Lone Survivor, which I liked. They did Patriots Day, which I liked, and Deepwater Horizon, which I didn't care for as much, but I liked it much more than I did for this film. Do not go see Mile 22 this weekend.
All right, thank you for the strong opinion. We like that. Save us some money at the box office this weekend. If people want more from you, Jax, how can they do that, bud?
Lights-camera-jackson.com, Twitter at LCJ Reviews, Instagram at LightsCamJackson, and I gotta say, Thursday night edition last night of Live PD was off the chain. One of my favorite shows on TV had a special episode, and it was fun.
Hey, great show, man. It's phenomenal. You need to do like a police ride-along one day, like I did with the Colony Police, and become a deputy police officer.
Man, I'd love to go down to the studio, and I think, as I wrote on Twitter last night, Saturday Night Live has to spoof Live PD. It is the biggest show on Saturdays now, beating SNL. So, really, they got to spoof Live PD at the start of the season.
Great stuff, brother. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next week, okay?
Thank you. Bye-bye.